That's one thing that really struck me is the demographics of the Occupy movement. Going to different Occupy Richmond programs, off the bat you can kind of see that it's a majority white crowd. There are some minorities there, some homeless people there, people of all different backgrounds, but majority of them are Caucasian. The lack of African Americans kind of trouble me because typically in social movements in this country, black people are usually at the forefront. And a lot of the issues in our communities that are being addressed are issues that are affecting us. So it really kind of troubled me not to see a lot of African Americans out there. And as far as statistics wise, it's only about almost less than 2% of the movement is comprised of African Americans, and Latinos doesn't make a very large percentage either. So it's just very interesting seeing that. Occupying while black. The black experience in the Occupy movement is probably not the same as maybe other ethnic groups in the movement. And the reason why I'm saying that is because they have two movements that are somewhat aligned with the Occupy movement, but are kind of have their own agenda. It's a little similar to the Occupy movement, and those two movements are the Occupy the Hood movement and Occupy the Dream. A lot of their advocacy is more focused on issues that are affecting the black and Latino minority community. They give us some different stats about the incarceration rates, for African Americans compared to Latinos, with 1 in 3 black males being incarcerated compared to 1 in 17 whites. They also talk about the unemployment rate being double that of whites. You have other statistics going on related to special education, related to economics, related to education that are very troubling and a lot more exacerbated because of as far as just what I'm seeing and what I've been reading about black people's opinions with the Occupy movement. There seems to be a lot of kind of pessimism. Seems to be people looking at this movement as being a white movement and not really looking at it as being a movement for all people. I think classism is becoming a much more crucial issue, and even more crucial than racism now, because money doesn't discriminate. Money doesn't, it's not racist. It's more about people with the haves and the have-nots. And Herman Cain is case in point. So, with that, and you also hear, black people saying that, that we've been marching and doing all of this stuff for years and years and nothing's changing. And you kind of hear that sense of learned helplessness, just that sense of pessimism, that sense of that, we've been beat down. We just tired, sick and tired of being sick and tired. As black people, the needs that the Occupy movement are addressing are needs that we can relate to, we can rally around, needs that we have in our community even more so than them. Are we going to sit out thinking about using the analogy of a table? At the table right now, you have the Tea Party, you have Occupy Wall Street, you have the Democratic Party, you have the Republican Party, you have the Green Party. Are we going to be at the table? Are we just going to be like Mammy? Are we going to be the maids just bringing the food to the table and we're going to go off back in the kitchen and hide? Or are we going to actually come to the table with an agenda, with ideas, with power, with things that we can do to make this country great